Well, it was a happy childhood. And, well, my dad went off with this other woman and it got better. He left my mother in a tied cottage. And the council put us in a nissen hut that was on top of the hills above the Bristol Channel. My siblings were put into various children's homes because my mother couldn't manage on her own. And I was fostered, not very nice. And then my mother got a council house in High Green. I had to leave school. I was 15. And I got a job at Wancliffe Silks and Colliery, working up pit top. And I was entitled to a ton of free coal a month, which was a big thing for her because she couldn't afford it. So that meant I had to stop in pit to look after my mother in her plight and my siblings, which I didn't mind. At 18, went on face because I was given a job as a belt flitter, which meant as the coal advanced, I was moving the belts up. I was cutting lumps out of this belt and putting joints on with Hayden Eilers jointing machine. And the belts were flame-proof. If they were flame-proof, they were asbestos. No, we were not aware of the dangers of asbestos. Nobody at NCB told us it were dangerous. When I was 27, I went to another firm called Descaling Contractors. Now I was vacuuming dust from boilers, big boilers, bigger than this room, huge boilers. There were a lot of it must have been asbestos because it were everywhere. It was my job to take the lorry that sucked it all up, a ton of dust in there. I had to go up to the tip and open the hoppers and drop out, and it went everywhere, as well as on me. But the worst bit was the filters, because there was a big pan underneath each filter that we had to unlock and pull out, and that was really fine dust. That went everywhere. The masks couldn't stop it. We could have as many of these masks as we wanted, but they're only like a gauze thing that fitted on an aluminium frame, which had elastic bands. And on these masks, it said on plain as day, for nuisance dust only. So we could see that, so we just put them on and breathed all what we were working in. Retirement was approaching fast because I was about 64, and I met Marie. I said to Marie one day, I'm going to sell my council house, I'm going to buy a narrowboat, and I'm going to live on it for the rest of my life. And we bought a brand new narrowboat. And after that, we'd cruise around the country every summer. We'd been on every canal in the country. And in the winter, I had to start refitting. I was busy all winter. And then we were off again next summer. I was going on for 80. I realised I couldn't breathe very well. Pushing them big lock gates round was getting too much for me. And I thought that's odd because I've always been a big, strong lad. I went to my doctor, says, I'll send you for an x-ray. They had a look at it and they says, there's no sign of asbestosis, out here. But I was still gasping. I said, well, there bloody is something there. And so I had to sell the boat. Well, it was a hard decision, but Marie fought against it. But I said, no, I can't do this. I can't breathe when I'm working them locks. So I went to the doctor and he says, oh, well, there's something wrong with your breathing. I'll send you to x-ray. And they decided I've got asbestos plaques. I could do anything at one time. I'd tackle out, and now I can't tackle anything. I can't even drive. My wife won't let me drive. She thinks I'm no good. And I have to rely on her to drive me anywhere I want to go now. My family all love me to death, and they'll do what I want because they think I'm great. Probably I was, but I'm not now. So I've got to rely on other people. It's not what I've been used to all my life. It makes me feel useless. The lads I worked with underground, probably all gone now, because I'm 86 and they were middle-aged men when I worked there. But the men who worked with me at Descaling Contractors, they were only my age. They worked in the same conditions that I worked in. I sometimes wonder where they are and what they're doing. I'm knackered now and I don't like it, but I've got to lump it. I want my last legs. Well, you've got to accept it. It's part of life, isn't it?